Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears, enjoy an amazing life, create, manifest an amazing life, and also I'm going to give you the tools to manifest anything. But you must use them, you must learn how to use them properly, and you get to decide what your reality is within that. We're going to talk about how do you get other people to do things that you want them to. Yeah, we have this discussion a lot. How do I get my ex to do this? How do I get this interviewer to hire me? Alright, so I'm going to give you 2 critical key steps to this, and you can actually make this happen. You don't make anybody else do anything. You participate in another reality wherein that person does certain things. Alright, so when you would, let's say you would wish something bad on somebody, I've heard this a lot, there is a reality within their choice where something would happen and you are choosing to participate in it. Does this make more sense? Because free will does not allow us to make anybody do or feel anything. If they choose to do certain things and you desire the same thing, you're on the same frequency, you will participate in that event, that reality. That's how things can happen that may not be the best thing for everybody. If somebody's on a, let's say, self-destructive or just doesn't think highly of themselves, and you have some anger issues and you don't know how to have a healthy relationship, and you would like somebody who will just do whatever you want, you will now participate in a reality where somebody else who doesn't think highly of themselves will now attract, so I don't believe in attraction, resonate on the frequency of basically self-abuse. And those two will come together to participate in the same reality. Just like make a little more sense than, I will get you to hire me, I will get you to love me. Don't go cray-cray there, alright? That's cray-cray stuff. That is the ego wanting to manipulate the world around it. You can create anything, but you have no ability to use people as puppets. You just shift into a reality where certain things are participating. That's why we talk about the Earth shift and that there will be actually 2 different planets, 2 different worlds. They're really 2 different dimensions, two different Earths. One on a higher frequency where she sloughs off her karma that we've created and allows that planet to do whatever, and she goes to the higher frequency. Now if you're on that frequency, you'll go with her and you participate in that reality. But there will be another reality where others will be self-destructive, will continue to destroy the planet and themselves. If you are not resonating with that reality, you won't participate in that game. It's not that you stop anybody from doing anything. You now resonate and participate in the dimension and the reality where people don't self-destruct and they don't hurt the planet. And therefore that exists somewhere. So yes, there's a probability where that person you desire does love you. But we're talking about free will within this reality right now that you're playing in. So if in this reality you had a certain situation, story, contract with them, that will play out. You don't all of a sudden ditch everything and shift over to something completely different. You began that contract with them, and that whole thing must play out because there's something purposeful for that. There's a reason the person broke up with you, or that you treated them badly, or whatever. Something must come from that. And so many of you want to disregard all that and shift into something else that you're not even resonating with. You're still the same person that they broke up with. And you want them to now all of a sudden be attracted to that, and that's absolutely impossible. Quantum mechanics. So if you become that different person, you shift a completely different reality. You may, depending on their free will, you may participate in that, if they are in that, if they are not in that frequency and you are not within their choices, you cannot participate in it. You had your chance. All right? So they still have the free will. So if they're choosing a certain path, you're either on the frequency or you're not. You're either playing out your contract or you're just going to have to keep coming back and do it anyways. So you never create something that somebody else will do for your egotistical purposes. That's not a good thing. You know, I think this is the thing that I hear most that for me is, you know, something that I hope I can describe or help you with most of all, and that is to help you understand that the criticisms, the judgments, the desire to get things from other people or situations is still the human species challenge and the reason why we're in the dilemma that we are. All of that must go away because you're always going to be okay. You don't need that person's love to be okay. You don't need that job to be okay. You will always be presented with amazing things. You will always, when you go into that space of just total release and compassion and total acceptance and not trying to manipulate everything, that's trying to use the material world to be happy, will not work for you to ascend to a higher frequency. Cannot. You're not coming from that place or that frequency. When you release everything and say, you know what? I'm always going to be okay. Let's play it out. Where am I supposed to be that's highest and best for me? And if you lose your house or you lose a relationship, you know that there's something so great ready to happen. And then when you don't battle it, the floodgates open and it says, yay, you're letting that go that was not working for you. That's not where you were supposed to go. You were learning nothing from that. And then now we can take you to these amazing new places and people. The places where you're supposed to be, the people you're supposed to be with. Not if you cling to this and you try to manipulate this. You will stay in that lower density, egotistical reality with everybody else that plays in it. All trying to get their own stuff. So you got to remember, if you're doing it, they're doing it. That means they're never going to put you first. They're always playing by their own rules and what they want. And if you're doing that, you're going to be down there with whatever. If it's money, greed, relationships, no respect for the other person. If you truly loved somebody, you would never try and get them back, ever. You would become the most amazing person, and if it was meant to happen, that person would recognize it, you'd run into them again, and they'd say, you know what, I would love to go meet you for a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. It's going to happen. It will happen. And if you desire it and you allow it, and you're not forcing it or trying to manipulate it, you're working on you, saying, who do I need to be? What frequency do I need to be? Because you can change anything. You can completely change your personality. If you don't like yourself, then it's time to change that self that you don't like. Become the kinder, more compassionate person. Let it all go. Stop the manipulation of the world, and you can then create, participate in the reality in which you desire. So yes, you can go into those spaces. You never make anybody do anything. You will absolutely 100% be able to participate in whatever else is out there, provided that that environment invites you in. So if somebody's reality and desires don't include you, you cannot participate in it. You can intervene once in a while, but it's not going to be good. Not going to be good. It's never going to happen. People say, oh, I got my love back. I had some voodoo doctor do everything. Like, first of all, I think that's a load of woohoo. I don't believe that stuff for a minute. I believe that what's happening is that people were meant to come back together will come back together. They've learned lessons and they're on the same frequency, and that reality of each of them invited the other to participate in it. All right, so you're participating. You're not creating that. You're participating in your own desired reality with the agreement of others. See, this is a family here. You can't just be number one all the time and impose everything on everybody else for what you want. Just remember that, and acceptance is going to give you peace that's just amazing. I hope this makes sense, because those of you who really just cannot accept certain things are not releasing and not going to a place of peace or awakening, and you're supposed to be doing that right now. That's really your whole purpose. That is your contract. I'm going to tell you, that is it. Every single one of us, because the earth is in transition right now at a very critical point, and so nobody would come down here unless they were agreeing to participate in that in some way. Not coming down here to just have a good old time. You can have a good old time. I broke my toe. Ow. What's the message? Pay attention. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Can you accept everything? Can you become that light? Can you become that peace? Can you allow things to flow? Can you accept that you have wonderful things flowing to you, and those things that challenge you are taking you there? That's what's happening. Be okay with it. You're unconditionally loved. Namaste.